Hey everyone, today we are discussing digital transformation. This is one of my favorite topic, and more often than not, I see there are challenges in the enterprise that the leaders are trying to solve in terms of digital transformation. So I thought that I'll make a video on my take on what the leaders should be thinking while they plan to start or start the digital transformation, or maybe they have already started but they're looking forward on how to finish it, because this is one of the hardest thing to do, to finish the digital transformation across the organization for every process that an enterprise has. So I'll quickly jump onto the computer here, and then we'll see. So here I have the raw.io. So I have laid out these boxes already, and these notes. So first of all, as a leader, we'll have to address that yes, we have a problem in the organization, and how could we solve that, if it is solvable with the help of digital transformation. So the major pointer that you should be looking out is, if you are spending like a lot of money, and in terms of ROI from that effort is quite low, and you feel that the digital transformation could help you getting more out of the process, or the or the setup that you have. So yes, once you admit, once you understand, many times we as a leader, when we join an organization, we feel that okay, this has already been like this, the teams have been using the solutions always like this, so let me just go with the flow. I don't think that that's the right approach. We should be seeing like, okay, this is being done like this, there has been some issues, how can I solve it with the help, if I can transform this setup in my org, so that we can get the most out of it. So admitting that would help. And secondly, while we try to address how to solve this problem, how do I visualize, how as a leader I think that in my ideal dream world, what would my day look like as a leader when I walk into my office. So once you think from the end point of view, things would start to become clearer to you, that what are the problems that I currently have, and how, what I should take first, and what I should take next. That goes without saying that there are many bigger processes that you should be targeting first, like ERP, IT, HR. These things should go first, and then there are many micro processes within an enterprise who do not fall into any category of HR or IT or something, but those processes are being used. And this is the pieces of the puzzle that you'd have to solve, because when we start a digital transformation, it's very easy to start a digital transformation, but it is one of the toughest job, to finish all the processes, digitize all the processes within an organization, because many teams are working in silos, that they don't categorize themselves into either ERP or HR or IT, whatever the mainstream processes are. So yeah, when you solve, and also the setup of current tools and technologies are in such a way that there are leaders in every category, say like IT or ERP, as I said, but there are many unnamed processes in a given enterprise, and there is no particular tool to solve that. However, newer tools are coming, companies like tools like Kissflow. They can solve no matter how smaller the process is. it can still be automated within a few clicks with like a low code no code approach, but that's a different discussion. So as a leader, when we see that, you should be thinking that not only the major processes, I have to think about the smaller processes which are working, the teams which are working in silos. How can I solve, how can I digitize those processes also? Only then you would be able to complete the entire digital transformation. So to be able to do that, let's come to the next step, that is building the teams and the right processes. So it's not one man job, like although you are sitting at the top as a leader, but you still need the right people in your team, the cross functional team you have to set up, and everybody sits, and then lock them in a room and let's have a like day long discussion of how we could solve, and every team would bring their own aspect, right? What are the issues that they're facing? And when you hear from them firsthand, along with the other teams, when they're discussing, you discover a lot of hidden, unknown facts that you have not heard of in your own organization that would surface. So you have to take those notes and then try to create a process of how these cross-functional teams can work together to complete the entire end-to-end process of a given either large solutions such as service desk, IT, HR, these things, or maybe the micro level processes that they use in silos. So that you'd have to do, and then the last bit of is selecting the right tools and platforms, and again you would need professional help here. In most scenarios, it is very likely that you would not have the right skill set or right set of people to advise you with this, with the tools and what each tool brings along. Don't believe in all these advertisement and all. I mean, companies go out of their way to advertise things which they are may not be even able to I mean they're not able to solve, but this they would still advertise in such cases. And it is even harder nowadays that if I search something in Google, and if any keyword matches, all of a sudden the first 4 or 5 items on Google search would be from tools and platforms, right? And the leaders, they also get influenced by one, the advertisements, and secondly the sales outreach. It also impacts their decision making right at the top of like when they're in the phase of admitting the problem and discovering the ideal solution. So we have to cut through that. You have to cut through that as a leader, and then the tool selection and implementation part comes as a last. Of course, you cannot do it yourself. Your business is totally focused on your own business rather than like what is best tool to do these processes and how can you best implement them. So it's good to hire someone who knows, and they would come for a short period and take an advice from them, lock them in a room along with your cross-functional team, and then have a brainstorm, come up with ideas, and then finally select the right set of platforms and implement it. Of course, while implementing, you have to challenge the advisor and your team to show you like how ultimately it is going to solve the problems that we have in our organization. So these are like the outline, the wireframe of the digital transformation. We should always look from the top and then go the levels down. And I think if you follow this approach, things would become much more clearer to you, rather than solving one-off issues and you'd get like one tool for solving each problem, and that would become a nightmare when you try to solve those micro silo processes. Bigger tools, as I said, like for each and every bigger processes, large processes, they have leaders in the tool. And then for solving micro level processes, you'll have to look for specific tool which can solve all the micro level processes. So there you go. This is my take on how, as a leader, you should be thinking the digital transformation, and while starting. Let me know if you have any comments, anything that I may have missed and you may have seen in your experience. And all these things that I talk here, these are all, I have no written script anywhere. I mean, I'm just talking from my prior experience and what I have seen. Yeah, if you feel free to drop a comment if you'd like to add anything to it. And I'll see you in the next video. Till then, cheers and have a good time.